people, they do not care about your house. They tear your house up. Hey guys, it's Noreen. Thank you for making it to my channel. So today I want to talk about why I stopped doing Airbnb and Turo. So when I first started my channel, I was starting my entrepreneur journey. I was like, I'm gonna do Airbnb and Turo, things like that. So I basically had 2 investment properties that I set up for Airbnb. And so, you know, in the beginning it was going well. And then I also had 3 cars on Turo. I had a Benz, a BMW, and a Camaro. And then I even had bought a Tesla to put on Turo. So first things first, I'm gonna go into the house, the Airbnb. So I did not like doing Airbnb because it just wasn't what it was like, what it seemed like. So the money was good. Like the money was enough to pay for the mortgages, to pay for the houses, and then pay for my rent. So that was nice, but it just wasn't enough because I was still coming. So first of all, to like furnish the homes and things like that, all of that was like out of my pocket, out of my savings, which was probably a big mistake. I don't think I should have did that. Granted, the first house I was actually living in, so I furnished it because I was living in it. So that's why I paid cash for everything. And then the second house, I paid cash for everything too, but I just thought I was gonna get a return on my investment. Which I wish I didn't do it. And then I did get like some business cards, like finance, some things like that. But all that I wish I just didn't do because I just feel like I just wasted a whole bunch of money. And then like when it came to like buying toilet paper and soap and things like that, I paid for all that out of cash. Which again, I wish I did not do. I just spent a lot of money up front on paying for those houses, like furnishing those houses and things like that. And like the money just, it wasn't covering that. It was covering like the major stuff, the bills and things like that, but not enough. And then you do have to be mindful when you do Airbnb, you still have to pay for utilities, you still have to pay for your electricity, your water, things like that. So even if you have no tenant in there, like no guests coming in, it's still coming on you. So you still have to make sure you're able to cover that. Granted, I was able to, so that was fine. But then what I also didn't like was I didn't like the people constantly calling me. Like I was still working as a nurse, so I would be taking care of patients and people are calling me that they need toilet paper or they're having difficulty checking in or things like that. And I just did not like that. Like it just was not ideal. And then so the cleaning part would be a headache too. It like took me a while to finally get some reliable cleaners. So I went through a lot of like disasters where I had to clean up and it was just like really nasty. Like just like cleaners wouldn't show up or things like that. So I don't really like relying on other people, like, and I'm not in a position to do everything myself, so that just was not ideal for me. And then the cleaners, you got to pay them too, of course. Granted, people pay a cleaning fee, but like sometimes you just gotta go a little extra, so I didn't like that. And then I also didn't like, so these people, they do not care about your house. They tear your house up. Like, I kid you not, these people literally have suitcases, like suitcase lines dragging on the wall. Like there was lines dragging on the wall. I was like, did you guys drag your suitcase on the wall? And then like you have to think, girls with their heavy suitcases, they're not like carrying it up the stairs, unless they're gym girls probably. But 9 times out of 10, they're like dragging it up the stairs, so the stairs getting marked up. I've seen like handprint footprints on a wall. I don't even know what that was about. I don't even want to know what that was about. Like, so these things was like, it was just like a lot of wear and tear on your house, which you know is gonna happen, but it's just not ideal for me. So you can do like some claims and things like that, but you have to jump through a whole bunch of hoops for these claims to go through. So I just didn't really like that. Like it was just a lot of headache with it. Like it was just a lot of headache, not ideal for me. I think it would be good if you had a management team and if the money just made sense. The money for me did not make sense. So that's why I just did not like it. And so then I just kind of got over it. Like I really got over it, and I decided, and then like, it's just like so much stuff you have to deal with, like just so much catty stuff that you have to deal with. I didn't like that. So I decided that I was just gonna stop doing Airbnb, go long-term and get me some tenants. And that's what I did. And so far it has been good. The only thing is that, you know, if you do have a gap where you don't have any tenants, then that's a whole mortgage or rent that you have to pay for yourself. And so I didn't even talk. So those were the situation with the house. The situation with the apartment was even worse. These people would complain about the apartment hall smelling and stinking. Like, you can't control that. And then when you give up your lease and there's stuff that these people did, they damaged it. Then you have to pay all this stuff like out of pocket to these leasing companies. Like, it was just not ideal at all. Like, I spent a lot of money, and like I'm still recuperating, like recovering my savings and like my credit and all that stuff from granted business credit, but I'm still recovering from all that. Like, honestly, if I can do it over, I would have just bought my houses and just rented it out straight up. Like, I would have saved so much money on furniture. I would have saved, like, I wouldn't have been like putting nothing on no credit cards or anything like that. Like, I really wish that's just what I did, like, straight up. Because so with the tenants, luckily I have been great. I have great tenants. They pay on time, they pay on the first, they pay for utilities. So I don't have to worry about anything like that. Granted, like, if something goes wrong, like something's wrong with the sink, I have to get somebody to like come look at it or things like that, which I'm okay with. So I mean, that works out great for me. Like, if I could do it all over, I would have just bought my houses and just rented them out like straight up. That's what I would have done. So, but anyways, and then the thing with Turo is pretty much similar. When it came to the cars, these people don't care about your stuff. So my BMW, these people were like, it had got like a dent, or no, they got into an accident or whatever. And then like when I asked the girl to like pay me, she was like asking for a payment plan. Like, what? No. And so with Turo, you have to jump through a whole bunch of hoops, make sure you take these pictures, things like that. That was not like, so I didn't like that. And then I had a Camaro. The Camaro got totaled. The girl who rented my car, she didn't even know it got totaled. So she clearly gave my car to somebody. And how did I even find out? The junkyard called me or something like that and told me that the car was there and that for me to pick it up. And when I went to this junkyard, I saw the car was totaled. They didn't even tell me it was totaled. They just said the car was there. So when I went there and I saw it through the gate, I was like, oh my gosh, like, oh my god, and then it's just, that stuff just is all on like you know, so it was just a nightmare. So granted, so Turo paid me out, but the thing is, they don't even give you like the value of the car. They give you like, I think they said a cash value or something. Basically, I was still short after they gave me the check for the car that was totaled on their dime. And then of course, insurance doesn't cover it. And then if you have a guest that's like willing to work with you, their insurance can cover it, but mine wasn't. Like, till this day, if I see that girl in the street, yeah. Anyways, so that was that with the Camaro. Then I had a Benz truck. So the last straw with the Benz truck was that this guy rented it, he returned it. When I went to the car to like go do the checkout, the whole side was like dented and scratched. Granted, this is not the first accident with the Benz. Like, there's been times where it's been scratched up or dented and I had to go get it fixed. The person said it was gonna give me the money. I think it was like two guys. One guy gave me his half, the other guy did not give me his half. Like, it was just a mess. So just the things like that. And Turo, the Turo make you jump through hoops. So the thing is, they can choose to cover it themselves or go through Turo. If they say I'm gonna cover it myself and they don't give you the money, that's that. There's nothing you can do about it. So again, I'm coming out of pocket paying for all this stuff, which I regret. But it's a learning lesson. So anyways, the guy returned my car. The whole side was dented. Like, it looked like he was at the gas station and like scraped like the pumps or something, or turned wrong. Like, it was so bad. And he was trying to like dispute the claim. Like, he was trying to say it wasn't him. I was like, are you serious right now? So again, I had to jump through all these hoops with Turo to show them that he was the last one who rented it. That's how he returned it, all this stuff. And that was the last straw. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. And then granted, I'm still working. So I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. So I ended up selling the car. I sold the car, I sold the BMW, I sold the Benz, and then so I got the Tesla. And so when I started driving the Tesla, I was like, I'm not putting this car on Turo. There's just no way. These people would destroy this car if I put it on Turo. So no. So I ended up basically just selling the other cars and just keeping the Tesla, and that's my main car now. So that's where I'm at now. I love my Tesla because it saves a lot on gas. I only pay like $50 a month in electricity charge, so that's like super ideal for me. So yeah, that's why I stopped doing Airbnb and Turo. So my advice would be, if you're gonna do any of these things, just make sure you have everything lined up. Make sure you have like a management team. Make sure you have a good team to support you. Make sure you document everything, especially when it comes to Turo. Document your pictures with the cards and things like that, because that is just very important. Like, no, and if you have the time for it, sure, but I didn't have time for it. I'm still a nurse. I'm still taking care of people. So doing that and then babysitting these people, it just wasn't ideal. So that's why I stopped it. And again, if I can do it all over, I would have never gotten those cars. Because the money you was making was not enough. You were still losing. And then I would have just gotten my houses and just rented them out straight out. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me down below in the comments. And if this video was helpful, please subscribe.